If you've been around here for any length of time, you'll know one of my least favorite tropes is when heroes fight heroes for no reason. In fact, just the other night, Black Lightning did it, but did it so well and buried in a story that's so awesome that I loved it. And then we got this. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing Arrow, Collision Course, episode 14 of season 6. Okay, the collision course is between the two teams, the Outsiders and Team Arrow. And you know what? I think everyone turned out to be a grade A asshole this week. I know, I'm the old crazy dude that used to like comics and now kind of doesn't always. But man, if there is anything that drives me nuts, it's the amount of hero on hero violence. Yeah, there was always the thin veneer excuse why a hero had to fight another hero the first time they met up, but the overall amount of it that's gone on in the last couple of years really grates on me. I mean, the writers do remember there are villains we could be fighting, right? Alright, what I do here is I take apart stories, examine them, and try to come up with theories on how and why we tell stories. If that sounds interesting to you, click subscribe and join our little community. Alright, even the tech team's arguing with themselves this week. Seriously, Felicity and Terrific are the two characters who should not be going against each other. They should be able to work together. I cannot believe this is happening. But let's throw this up there and get started. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So we start off the episode right where we left off. Caden James is dead. Richard Dragon's the real villain. The city's dead broke and going to go into... I don't know how that works, actually, but something bad's going to happen because they run out of money. Williams just come to terms with the fact that Ollie is the Green Arrow because he likes the idea of having a hero for a father. Oh, yeah. And Quentin's hiding Black Siren, and Black Canary wants to kill Black Siren. Well, okay, yeah, that's about where we start off. And of course, we hit the ground running with the fact that the Outsiders don't trust Team Arrow, and Team Arrow doesn't trust the Outsiders. And I kinda can get the not trust part, but when Team Arrow actually smashes into the Outsiders' base and hacks into it, I'm like, whoa, 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 what are you guys doing? And then the whole, oh, we're going to shoot this and we're going to cause. And then Wild Dog thinks quick and puts a terrific tracker on Ollie. And I really love that part. That makes perfect sense. Because they don't think that he's thinking clearly when it comes to Laurel, which of course he's not. Let's all be completely honest here. At the end of the day, she's a bad guy. She's from an alternate Earth. She's lived completely different experiences than our Laurel. And even our Laurel wasn't always 100% a straight shooter. And then there comes the whole thing of the amount of people she's killed. I mean, she is a mass murderer. Then again, so is Ollie. And that's part of the thing that really drives me nuts about the craziness here. Vigilante killed a bunch of people. I guess we're supposed to forget that he was a true vigilante. Black Siren killed a bunch of people, and I guess we're supposed to be like, oh, well, she can change. Ollie's killed a bunch of people. I mean, how can you possibly watch this show and not think it's Hypocrites Are Us? And the people who I would sit there and think would have a massive problem working with someone who's a killer, like, Terrific's the only one. I mean, yeah, Terrific's the only one who isn't either A, already a killer, or B, working very shamelessly with a killer. So, well, I guess he works with Ollie. So, yeah, Hypocrites Are Us. Alright, now, on top of this, we have the threat of the two teams coming to collide. And I just don't get it. But I don't want this to be a whole negative review. So let's talk about some of the good points. Renee knocked it out of the park as for his part. I loved how he pushed Oliver's buttons a couple of times, especially when he's like, yeah, that makes you a thug. It kind of does. And what are you going to do when he realizes that? He, of course, meaning William. And then again later when Ollie's like, not one more step, and he's just like, 1, 2 steps, just, yeah, there you go. And there was another great scene or two with Dinah. I love the pathos that she's going through, and I can understand it. And there's even a point where I sit there and I say that Felicity has some really great scenes, although mostly not dealing with the main plot. Her and William were really great with the whole making cookies thing. I really can feel her trying to become part of the family. And overall, the concept of the episode works well, and I will begrudgingly admit that the scene where John and Ollie are talking about whether or not they went too far, whether or not they could ever come back from this, did feel really heartfelt. And it was really great, except for the fact of, like, these people just aren't acting like adults. But, okay, back to the main action. So, Black Canary and the Outsiders show up, and Black Siren's sonic fry has been disabled because she's still been hurt from the bullet wounds. And as such, Ollie and Spartan are all that stands between, well, I guess Speedy's there too, but all that stands between the Outsiders. And I don't even know. Like, at that point, I'm questioning, are they there to kill Laurel, or are they there to arrest Laurel? It kind of was up in the air. Like, I get the feeling that Canary wanted to kill her. The rest of them were kind of leaning more towards the arrest. But even then, it's one of those things that I'm not quite following what was going on. And then the superhero battle started. And it was pretty cool. And it's all fun and games until Felicity gets shot, and Dinah has she's got Canary dead to rights. Terrific makes a really good argument, and one I'm glad he makes. It made the whole rest of the episode feel so much better when he sat there and said, "Look, we can't do this. We want to be better than this." But Black Siren got away, and Quentin is down and out, and I have to ask, what happened to his heart condition? Wasn't it, like, really bad for him to get into a fight? And then, like I said, Felicity's shot and Renee is down. And you have to just ask, at what point are you just being more villains at this point? And that's, of course, when they cut to a commercial break. And I have to wonder if they're taking Renee out of the show entirely with the injuries the way they said that he had them. And the whole thing with the Team Arrow going to the hospital and then being told to leave, that was pretty powerful. Now you have to realize, though, at the end of the day, all of this is playing into exactly what Richard Dragon wants. It's giving him the ability to break up the heroes that have a chance to stop him, and hell, he just took one of the heroes off the field without having to lift a finger. Ollie pretty much took Renee off the field. And next week he's going to be back, and it looks like Roy is going to be back, and we're going to see Speedy back in costume. I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. But I have a pretty important question. Can you really root for either Team Arrow or the Outsiders at this point? Or have both of them done such craptastic things to each other that you're just like, I mean, I'm starting to get there. Captain Hypocrisy has kind of annoyed me more than a bit over the years on Arrow, but this one was pretty bad. Let me know what you think. And of course, like and share this video. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. At the end of this week, I'm giving away an Amazon gift card, so check out my Ask Me Anything video and leave a comment on there. And of course, just, let me know in general what you think of Arrow. And next week, maybe we'll talk about what you have to talk about. In the meantime, I hope you have a good night, and thank you for walking with us through the heart of the stories we tell.